Testing, 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 testing. Make sure this shit works. Testing, 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 testing. Make sure this shit works. It does. Okay. I'm also going to record locally, and hopefully it doesn't cause my shit to lag. We'll see. I'll get this wrapped up so I can get something to eat and chill for the rest of the day. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, I realized I had fucking auto on. Am I tripping if my fucking feedback lagging? It is lagging. It is what it is. Yeah, that appears. Yeah, okay. Well, I was trying to do something different. I was trying to do a local record while streaming at the same time, and yeah, that didn't work. Worth the attempt.
残念。大凶よ。
考えるだけじゃない、感じるんだ。
積んだな。行こう。掟に従う。わらわが裁く。
アッキは俺様だけで十分だ。
最高のみんなステージに注目だ。
反則じゃ。人はこの札で書店を見尽くさん。行こう。掟に従う。わらわが裁く。幸があらんことを承服。
全ての技は俺の手に。
積んだな。行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。
Okay. Okay, guy. Relax. Let me fucking do... Okay, you want to turn this off real quick? There we go. God damn. Can I at least test the variance? Jeez. We'll go into Starward in a second. I just want a reference point to how much more difficult Starward actually is. I mean, it's not like it's gonna actually matter, but I am curious.
人はこの札で書店を見尽くさん。行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。あら残念。大凶よ。
考えるだけじゃない、感じるんだ。
反則じゃ。災いにあらず。ないよ。
アッキは俺様だけで十分だ。
お気遣いに
銀河
感謝。
二刀流開拓を今日くれ。最高の瞬間、みんなステージに注目だ。
行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。積んだな。幸があらんことを承服。
全ての技は俺の手に。
反則じゃ。行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。さらばじゃ。行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。邪運一掃。人はこの札で書店を見尽くさん。あら残念。大凶よ。
考えるだけじゃない、感じるんだ。
積んだな。
劇は終わりです。
手元にみんなを守って。お気遣いに感謝。
エンテレケイ。
子供騙しだな。優越報復 Z。
行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。吉星交渉。幸があらんことを承服。
全ての技は俺の手に。
反則じゃ。 マスコットではない。お仕置きじゃ。
インコレク
最高のみんなステージに注目だ。
Now the question is, does this guy actually provide ults here, or does he just stand here looking pretty?
行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。
プロトコルエラー。
遊びたい
ある
のか。
程度展
No,
開
he does. Interesting.
行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。さあ、わざ。
インコレクトイデア権限せよ。
行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。
ロゴスにアクセス中。脆弱性除去。
子供騙しだな。
人は天命に抗うこの札で書店を見尽くさん。
最高の瞬間。みんなステージに注目だ。
あら残念。大凶よ。
考えるだけじゃない、感じるんだ。
反則じゃ。積んだな。
無意味インコレク
吉星交渉。
優越報復 Z。
行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。また足手まといに礼がいて。お気遣いに感謝。幸があらんことを承服。
すべての技は俺の手に。
Okay. Okay.
トインコレクト回帰アペイロ
おう。行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。行こう。
Sure.
掟に従い。わらわが裁く。
アッキは俺様だけで十分だ。インコレクト変化の
子供騙しだな。
人はこの札で書店を見尽くさん。
最高の瞬間。みんなステージに注目だ。
あら残念。大凶よ。
考えるだけじゃない、感じるんだ。
積んだな。反則じゃ。
エンテレケイ
行こう。掟に従
という
い。
意味です
わらわが裁く。
真実見届けコマンド読み込み中脆弱性除去
反則じゃ。行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。お仕置きじゃ。行こう。掟に従い。わらわが裁く。人はこの札で書店を見尽くさん。幸があらんことを承服。
すべての技は俺の手に。
積んだな。これが運命。また
優越報復 Z。
また足手まといにみんなを守って。お気遣いに感謝。
Okay.
広い雨になりそう。
行く先を照らす金がバグバ。
ほとばしる過去の伝染。
バレたか。
これで最後千夜刃をなす
未来日向ぼっこしましょう。楽になったよ。このかすか雲を払って晴れ渡る空は楽になったよ。
涙雨ふっふっ降りてあふれる。
終わりか。
ネズミのくせに
遠慮を渡そう。
捕まった。
涙雨ふっふっ降りてあふれる。
Okay.
無限の剣塚。終わりか。
虹が導くもお待たせしないよ
その身に煉獄を。
うにおとなしくしにゃバレたか。
涙雨ひっふっ触れてあふれる
万死この身を焼き入れん。砥石にして無限の剣塚。その身に煉獄。万死この身を焼き入れん。
出発の時間だ。すべてが消える涙雨ふっひっ触れてあふれる
日向ぼっこしましょう。楽になったよ。このかすか雲を払って晴れ渡る空は。
化粧だ面倒をかけ
無限の剣塚。もっ
私を食い物にする。
と来い。万死をこの身を焼き入れん。
捕まった。
その身に煉獄を。
涙雨ふっふっ触れてあふれる
無限の剣塚。
心を開く。お待たせしないよ
インド渡そう涙雨ひっふっ触れてあふれる
その身に煉獄を。万死この身を焼き入れん。
Surely this is enough. I'll wait until Hyacinth turn come around. I can't
うに。
imagine
虹が導き
this isn't enough.
しましょう。
化粧だ面倒をか
バレたか。一人なら嘘でも万人なら本当だよ。
And it's not enough. Holy fuck.
無限の剣塚。
Well, that's unfortunate.
その身に煉獄を。
涙雨
I need you to get out.
触れてあふれるあなたそれと全てが消
捕まった。
無限の剣塚。万死をこの身を焼き入れん。
未来は明るい。
弔ってやその身に煉獄を。
える涙雨
Holy HP sponge, Batman!
触れてあふれる
もうギブアップ。にゃ
無限の剣塚。
バレたか。
Wow.
お待たせしないよ
不要
うに。こ
だ。
のかす雲を払って晴れ渡る空は。
This is gonna be fun.
世界
I can already tell. I can tell you, this Starward Mode, man, this is just gonna be fun, man. God damn. Alright, let's see what we want to do here. Kafka? Sure, that's a decision. We'll do Standard. Wombo combo here. I do want to test the saber over here. M-blade. I gotta use my standard elation core here. I can't use DHPT. I run into the same problem, is that I don't have a good backup healer for M-blade. And using DHPT doesn't work because he doesn't heal. And of course, this... Let me be nice today. This woman here stuns, so I can't use Bailu because that would probably f me up 100%. So... I'm feeling Fu Xuan, honestly. We'll go Fu Xuan. Nah, man, I don't want to struggle with my Bailu, bro. I need to make sure that I don't have any problems with these... What's the word I'm looking for? I'm tired. My brain is fried. I don't want to deal with these debuffs. TLDR. I'll run the Fu Xuan. It should be fun. Actually, I am capping. What am I smoking? See, this is what happens when you try to do shit after frying your brain, looking at computer screens all day. That doesn't work either because my Fu Xuan does no fucking healing. If they only, bro, if they just gave Bailu a cleanse, I unironically would use Bailu literally in all of these modes, I would use Bailu. There's just no question. She would be my third backup healer. But because the developers were like, haha, we're just gonna throw everything that has any sort of stun, we're just gonna throw them in there and just ruin your plans. So I'm probably gonna use a Luocha again. Sag, bro. Sag. I gotta pull that shit out. If it was literally anyone else who didn't have a crowd control, I would just use Bailu. But I don't feel like dealing with any sort of crowd control because I'm gonna get pissed off. I already know. We'll do that. Elation. This is fine. This is fine. We'll do this. This should work. I don't want to use Luocha, but I don't have anything else to freaking cleanse. Aside from Gallagher, but I don't feel like using Gallagher. Then I had to rebuild him. Oh, sure. Okay. Against my better judgment.
記憶は流れ星を待ってる。愛で私を心に刻んで。歳月よ、夜を見守って。神聖を。大丈夫。夜が来た。おやすみ。瞬き禁止よ。生と死よ、花を咲かせて。怪物の結末を書き換えましょう。今を永遠に。起きて。
劇は終わりです。
死よ、守れ。このかすか雲を払って晴れ渡る空を。どんどん開始してあげる。この時間を授けます。いい夢がもっとね。さよなら。
コレクト。
虹神、日向ぼっこしましょう。神聖を。
Hold on. Wait a second.
夜が来た。
Nothing but dip on your chip. Relax.
瞬き禁止よ。愛で憎しみを断ちましょう。
コマンド読み込み中。
Please target Cyrene. Fuck.
このかすか雲を払って晴れ渡る空を。
Not what I wanted to see, but it's fine. I'm not mad.
おふざけはおしまい。大丈夫。夜が来た。おやすみ。楽しみ。瞬き禁止よ。怪物の結末を書き換えましょう。
Should be pretty big damage here. Oh, he's big mad.
何かしたかしら。 死よ、守れ。
Boop.
インコレクト。
これが答えよ。
Sure.
未来はこのかすか雲を払って晴れ渡る空を。このぬくもりは忘れません。日向ぼっこしましょう。このぬくもりは忘れません。冥界朽ち果てていい夢がもっとね。神聖を。
イデア権限せよ。
さよなら。
In
瞬
case.
き禁止よ。愛で憎しみを断ちましょう。怪物の結末を書き換えましょう。
Damn.
大丈夫。夜が来た。おやすみ。
Target Cyrene. Do it. You won't. Ah. You know what? It's fine. Bro's scared. He know he don't want that Cyrene smoke. Well, next.
手強い相手です。マスター。
All right, I want to see what Saber does here without having the Gilgamesh, and we'll run it back later once Gilgamesh is out.
償いたまえ。
これで最後だ。せいや、刃をなす。
前。
名声瞳に
ストライクへ。
この身をもあなたを守り導こう。
前。
Oh, please.
この赤で複数カイバー。
無限の剣。
Big yikes. That damage was no es bueno. It looks like my Mornax blade is gonna have to carry me through this one. Yeah, you can hold this.
始終政権解放。
無 無限の剣塚
茨を供養され。
必ずや勝利。ストライクエア前。この明かりは星の X タイバー。
亡者再臨。
砥石にその身に煉獄を無限の剣塚万死をこの世を焼き入れん。
Sure.
始終聖剣解放。
呼ぶ声明声瞳に。
必ずや勝ストライクエ
その身に煉獄を
Alright, I'm gonna have to hold my ult now.
無限の剣塚
ア。天使を授けん。
不要だ。
償いたまえ。
千夜刃をなす。
食材の時だ。
その身に煉獄を
始終マスター前。必ずストライクエア。この明かりを X タイバー。
Yeah, this ain't gonna be enough for a 40k.
供養。
I literally would have been better off using Acheron. That's fucking sad.
導こう。
始終マス聖剣解放。
無限の剣塚万死をこの身を焼き入れん。その身に煉獄を
お別れの時だ。
前。
明声瞳に。
必ずストライクエ
亡者再臨。
ア前。
無限の剣塚
この明かり X タイバ
万死この身を焼き入れん。弔ってやる。その身に煉獄を
いい度胸だね。
Ah,
ー。始終
saber, saber, saber.
供養され。
必ずやストライクエア。
God damn it.
無限の剣塚
Bro, she's so fucking bad right now. Gil cannot get here fast enough, man. That shit actually hurts my feelings, bro.
実報に光跡を残さず吉星交渉これが運命じゃ運一層人は手この札で書店を見尽くさん行こう掟に従いわらわが裁くあら残念大凶よ
考えるだけじゃない、感じるんだ。
積んだな遊び足りぬか行こう掟に従いわらわが裁く
ほらほら
優越報復 Z 最高のみんなステージに注目だ。
あっちは俺様だけで十分だ。
反則じゃ。幸があらんことを。
1
全て
2
の技は俺の手に。
3
行こう。掟に従う。わらわが裁く。ボスとさあらばじゃ。行こう。掟に従う。わらわが裁く。
this
札が君じゃ運一層。
sure
遊び足りぬか。あ、私でもといねえが。お気遣いに感謝。
開拓を巻き起これ。
人は手この札で書店を見尽くさん。あら残念。大凶よ。
考えるだけじゃない感じるんだ。
反則じゃ。行こう。掟に従いわらわが裁く。幸があらんことを。承服。
全ての技は俺の手に。
積んだな。
okay
行こう。掟に従いわらわが裁く。お仕置きじゃ。バッテリー低下。契約よ。
子供騙しだな。
災いにあらず吉星交渉。怖いよ。みんなを守って。お気遣いに
銀
感謝。
河二刀流って呼んでくれ。優越報復 Z 最高の瞬間。みんなステージに注目だ。
反則じゃ。マジカルチェンジ。
okay
あら残念。大凶よ。
1
考えるだけじゃない感じるんだ。
2
積んだな。
3
ピンク髪じゃぞ。さらばじゃ。行こう。掟に従いわらわが裁く。札が君の不幸を告げている。また足手まといに。
ほらほら。あっちは俺様だけで十分だ。
sure
人は手この札で書店を見尽くさん。幸があらんことを。承服。
全ての技は俺の手に。
反則じゃ。マジカルチェンジ。
開拓を巻き起これ。
あら残念。大凶よ。
考えるだけじゃない感じるんだ。
積んだな。行こう。掟に従いわらわが裁く。おし置きじゃ。行こう。掟に従いわらわが裁く。邪魔する気。吉星交渉。
最高の瞬間。みんなステージに注目だ。
反則じゃ。
okay
みんなを守って。お気遣いに感謝。
優越報復 Z
札が君の服じゃ運一層。幸があらんことを。承服。
全ての技は俺の手に。
積んだな。 に従いわらわが裁く。おう災いにあらず。焦らないで。準備はいい？邪魔する。人はこの札で書店を見尽くさん。あら残念、大凶よ。
考えるだけじゃない、感じるんだ。
反則じゃ。
開拓を巻き起これ。
幸があらんことを承服。
すべての技は俺の手に。
積んだな。
最高の瞬間、みんなステージに注目だ。
行こう。掟に従いわらわが裁く。反則じゃ。ピンクガムじゃぞ。
あっちは俺様だけで十分だ。
お仕置きじゃ。行こう。
I don't think this is enough. Nah, if it's not, oh well.
掟に従いわらわが裁く。
Never mind. Okay. We can try No 2 again and see how that goes. I am going to substitute in Bailu though this time. I don't think that it matters. The any stuns matter enough. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. And of course, I gotta take Sunday out. Put in Cypher. We'll do this.
ひどい雨になりそう。
指導陣にな。金がバグバ。
言葉知れ、過去の伝染。
バレたか。
これで最後。千夜刃をなす。
涙雨。ひっ降りてあふれる。
ネズミのくせに重傷じゃの。ほれ。
化粧だ。面倒。引導を渡そう。
捕まった。
涙雨。ひっ降りてあふれる。
無限の剣図が。
私を食い物にす。ほらいい
弔ってその身に煉獄。
か。バレたか。
万死この身を焼き入れん。
Nice.
無限の剣図が。
涙雨。ひっ降りてあふれる。
Okay. Okay.
頭に強いっしょ。
その身に煉獄。万死この身を焼き入れん。
すべてが消える。涙雨。ひっ降りてあふれる。
見せてや。強炭の薬よ。楽になったよ。にょっ。
無限の剣図が。
捕まった。この
抜かれたけその身に煉獄万死この身を焼き入れん。終わりか。
直してやろうか。これ
不要だ。
涙雨触れて
Bye.
無限の剣が
あなた引導を渡そう。
私を食い
弔ってその身に煉獄
物バレたか。
万死をこの身を焼き入れん。
よいしょ。
無限の剣が
涙雨触れては触れる。
もうギブアップ。にょっ。足をいじめるな。
出発の全てが消える。
捕まった。
その身に煉獄を。
口を開けよ
不要
う。
だ。
見せてや。ひょうたんの薬よ。
化粧だ。
おとなしく
面倒をかけたな。
戦意や刃をなす。
涙雨触れては触れる。
バレたか。
抜かれた無限の剣がその身に煉獄を。
引導を渡そう。涙雨触れては触れる。
Sure.
もうギブアップ。にょっ。重傷じゃの。これ
不要だ。無限の剣が
捕まった。
その身に煉獄を。万死をこの身を焼き入れん。
あなた全てが消える。涙雨触れては触れる。
氷になれ。
Ah, you son of a. There's just no way. There's just no way, bro. There's just no fucking way that she just did that, bro. Run that shit back.
ひどい雨です。
Run that shit back expeditiously, bro.
言葉し過去の連戦。
Yo, that's fucking
こ
insane,
れで
dog.
最後だ。
There ain't no way that that just happened.
戦や刃を
Oh my god.
涙雨
That's that shit. They said, it looks like you're about to get 120,000. We're gonna target the one character that would ruin your whole run here so you can't hold. Interesting. Interesting decision there, Hoyoverse. There's no way it's scripted. Fucking
涙雨
unbelievable, dog.
触れては触れる。引導を渡そう。またか。
終わりか。万死
Get
を
out.
この身を焼き入れん。その身に煉獄を。
You couldn't make a script that insane if you tried, bro.
涙雨
It seems that you're about to get that 40K, boyo. Be a shame if you had to start over again.
Oh, these developers pissed me off.
無限の剣塚その身に煉獄を。万死をこの身を焼き入れん。
Oh,
重傷じゃこれ。
okay.
不要だ。
出発すべて
Get out of my sight.
涙雨ひっ触れてあふれる
Boop.
私を食い物にする気？
無限の剣
Mm.
捕まった。
その身に煉獄
Oh.
万死この身を焼き入れん
直してやろ
I think I might have missed a crit there.
不要だ
Maybe. Yeah, keep moving. Oh, okay.
あなたそインド渡そう涙雨ふっふっ触れてあふれる
無限の剣塚
I am going to have to hold. Unless I just don't. What if I just threw?
バレたか。
涙雨ふっひっ触れてあふれる
重傷じゃの。ほれ。
不要だ無限の剣塚
捕まった。
出発すべてが消える
Sure.
千よ刃をなす
Okay. Okay.
か
口を開けよ。
不要だ
涙雨ふっふっ触れてあふれる
見せて強炭の薬よ。楽になっ
Okay.
煉獄を万死この身を焼き入れん
Okay.
た。しくして。にゃ。
トム無限の剣塚
Okay.
バレたか。
Hold that.
インド渡そう
Ah.
その身に煉獄を
涙雨ふっひっ触れてあふれる
もうギブアップ？
貫け
Yeah, I don't care about that.
飲まれろ
Okay, I kind of care about that, but not really.
捕まった。
That's what should have happened frickin' the last time. The game thought it'd be haha funny to just be like, we're gonna target the one character that you can't afford to get stunned under any circumstance.
私を食い物にする気？
Alright, let's see if this actually 40Ks or not. This is 8 million damage, by the way. 8 million. Does it kill?
一人なら嘘でも、万人なら本当だよ。
10 million. No. Of course it doesn't. It's fine. But that's the reason why you gotta have a freaking cleanser, because all it takes is one random debuff. That potentially could have been like 39,000 if I was able to get that freaking actually, it might have been 40k, because I could have got the blade ult off, and then I would have got multiple follow-ups off, or at least one follow-up off of that. And that would have added more to the cipher damage. I'm not going to sit here and try to be a perfectionist over it, though. What I will say is that I'm going to wait for Gil to come out, and we're going to try that No 2 again. Yo, Joshio. Am I winning? I mean, I guess. I would have preferred to have 120,000, obviously, because I'm stupid, greedy, and kind of a perfectionist. But It's fine. We have to let it go. So, I guess since we're done with this bit, I'll just talk a little bit off cuff before I get offline, because I don't want to freaking draw this shit out. I'm currently waiting for V4 to figure out exactly 100% what I'm going to do from an investment standpoint, because I intend on pulling Himiko Nova, and whether or not her kit actually survives V4 is going to determine whether or not I'm going to go E2 or not. I plan to go E2. I have multiple reasons for why she's going to be the first E2 DPS if I were to pull them, but I'm not going to elaborate too hard into that right now. Once this banner resets, we're going to grab E2 Cyrene. I do have guarantee. I'm going to have 60 pulls by the time that rolls around, and after pulling, I'll most likely have something in reserve that'll give me another 20 off that. So I will get it regardless of whether or not the game screws me over. I'm going to do some E2 Cyrene testing as well. Going to get Gil once he comes out. I'm most likely not going to pull any Eidolons for him. And I'm not grabbing Ren either. And the simple reason why is because I need to finish up this Elation comp, and I don't want to waste my money on other teams when I haven't perfected the team that I'm actually going to be full assing, which is Evanesha. So my three main teams is most likely going to be my Mono Remembrance, which, I mean, everyone's already fully aware of that. My Mono Elation team, or whatever that ends up looking like. And then E2 Himiko is going to be the other primary tertiary DPS that's on my account. So that's the plan for now. Could change. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. But I gotta think about it. Gotta wait for V4 to roll around. I'm most likely going to make a video about Himiko Nova specifically, because I think Himiko Nova unironically has probably the highest potential. Well, again, she's like Megumi. She's potential woman, I guess. Or would that be Maki? I don't know. She's potential woman, effectively. She can run in 3 different comps effectively at the same time. She can be run as a Chrysos Heir, she can be run as an Astro Express DPS, and she can be run as a Super Braid DPS. So it was pretty nuts. But like I said, I gotta wait to see what happens in V4, because if they kill some synergies, that I don't want to jump ahead of myself on that. That's the reason why I pushed out that Chewy video for people that were interested in that. If people are interested about just generally looking at calcs and stuff, or you know, getting some other content creators' thoughts, I would recommend Chewy. I already shared them in the community post, and I will also recommend Uniquely as well, who went over some calcs. So if anybody is interested in Himiko, I would recommend watching those two guys as well. They both are been making some good content regarding those two. But we're gonna wait for V4, see what happens with that. Once that happens, I'll make a determination 100% whether or not I'm going for E2 Himiko, and I'll make a video talking about that. Mechas suck. Nah, bro, that's blasphemous. Dog, the animations on Himiko Nova is kind of crazy. But I am going to get E1 Evanesha. I'm 100,000% doing that. The only reason why I didn't do it to begin with was because obviously at the time I was free to play and I got unlucky. Like, I just didn't win both of my 50-50s. So I have to stall effectively until she reruns. But yeah, we're going to get E1 Evanesha. Without question, I kind of need it. Not right now, I don't need it, but I am absolutely going to need it in the future. I don't think E2 is that necessary, but I do need this E1. We were able to 40k just barely, like literally just barely in this pure fiction, so we're gonna need that. Don't know whether or not I'm gonna pull for E1 Yao Guang. I gotta think about it. But yeah, my 3 primary teams is going to be Mono Remembrance, Elation, and most likely a team surrounding E2 Himiko. But I have to think, because I'm not going to sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and waste 3 to 4 grand just pulling everything in existence because I can. I'm trying to limit myself on the max that I spend on this, and once I hit that limit, I'm not going to be spending beyond that, primarily because I don't see the purpose. But I think that if E2 Himiko ends up being strong and remains strong, that it'll be a worthwhile DPS for me. Sure, I can add you, bro. No, why'd you say what the fuck of Joshua was it, the figure, the 3 to 4k? Yeah, I'm not spending 3 to 4k on this game, bro. It's not worth the effort. Oh, E6 Himiko. Oh yeah, bro. I've had this E6 Himiko for fucking 2 years. And well, no. I just got my first copy of Welt like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Like that's it, man. That's like I literally basically all my 50-50 fails went straight into Himiko. So that's the reason why I just think that it's funny and poetic to just say, you know what, I'm gonna make her my first E2 DPS. She apparently likes my account, so why not just get her E2 and finish the damn cycle? She was the first standard banner DPS that I ever got. So if she ends up being strong, I don't have any issues going for that E2. All I have right now, she is the only E6 unit on my account. And I have a couple of E2s. I have E2 Blade, E2 Robin, E2 Rame, E2 Bailu. Who else do I have? Yeah, that's about it. Yang Xing's E1, Japar's E1, Bronya's E2. But yeah, that's about it. I wish I had E4 Welt, but I mean, I think the number of people that actually have an E4 Welt in the game, last time I looked at the figure, was around like 4 to 5% of the player base, if even that. That's probably being generous. So yeah, a lot of people don't have E4 Welt, which is the reason why I'm getting off topic. But that's the reason why a lot of people are complaining about the zero cost E4 Welt. Like the majority of players don't have E4 Welt. That's the reason why I got pissed off when he got buffed, and I'm like, who is this for? Well, allegedly it's supposed to be for Himiko now, but regardless, you're not gonna get full value until you get the E4. Mine is E3. E3. Well, at the very least, I would say that once you get an extra one of these, what is it, the Golden Companion Spirits? Get another copy of the Golden Companion Spirit, I would definitely just use it on Welt. Oh, you're waiting for Zhao Q? Word? Me personally, obviously, if I had an E3 Welt and I had a Golden Companion Spirit, I'm dropping that on E4 Welt expeditiously. But if you want to believe in Zhao Q, I do not blame you for that. Because Zhao Q needs some help. You spent all E on Robin. That's fair. Where's my Zhao Q at? Zhao Q is like on my bench. I took a lot of characters that I had relicked and that I had favorited, and I just de-relicked them, unfavorited them, because they were holding up equipment that I could use elsewhere. So I just made the move. For Zhao Q specifically, I mean, there's a lot of things that they need to do for this in order to make him actually viable. The first thing they could do is just do what they did in Currency Wars and allow him to be a healer. So that the thing that's funny is that when Zhao Q came out, was that 2 years ago, there were dreams circulating that he had a heal, right? He released no heal. But then Currency Wars come out and he has a heal. Interesting. So if they give him a heal and increase his amplification, what we got? Inside the zone, he gets 15% ultimate damage. They're gonna have to up that to like 40%. I'm gonna be real. This 15% gotta get up to 40% minimum to even be remotely competitive with just to be remotely competitive in the meta. If I had it my way, it'd be 50%. Because he needs it that badly. His skill doesn't do shit. Maybe they could add, I think that for the skill, they most likely need to add a defense shred or something in here. And then we have, what, 75%? No, it's not 75%. Jesus, that's so bad. Well, that's probably what's going to need to happen. They need to make it so that he provides 75% bone on top of that. Increase the stack percentage. Maybe at 1 stack, increases damage by 20%. Make each subsequent stack maybe 10%. That'd be 20. That'd be 60%. Increase it to 25% then. At 1 stack, increases damage by the enemy received by 25%. Make each stack increase by 10%. Make him a bit more viable there. I would also completely redo this trace because this shit's fucking useless. This thing serves absolutely no purpose. It might as well not even be here. Bro basically has 2 bonus traces. This doesn't do much either. I hope they do him justice when if they do Nova Flare him, because it's not only going to be needed by Acheron mains, but it's also going to be needed for Dot as well, just to extend its life cycle. Because right now, unironically, this dude is just the largest brick on my account. He serves no purpose. He will be tier 0. I don't know if we'll say tier 0. I hope a tier 0.5 bare minimum. But if they do make him tier 0, that would definitely be an interesting decision after they already released a unit as broken as Morinak's Blade. Speaking of tiers, although it's not particularly relevant because, I mean, I don't look at Pride Win really for tier lists, even though I know I make Pride Win style tier lists. The actual tiers doesn't really matter. They made some adjustments, which I actually agree with. They made a lot of adjustments on their end for basically every character, which I don't disagree with. And I think the primary justification that you could have for that is because the strength of the characters in the game are about to skyrocket so high that you can't justifiably keep some of the characters that are in tier 0 right now. You can't keep them there. I mean, they had too many characters in tier 0, objectively, that didn't need to be there. And they have Sparksy in there right now. They're probably going to end up taking her out of tier 0 as well, but we'll see. I'm curious to see what performance looks like for the average player. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm a bit concerned about Super Wolf, bro. And I don't even like Super Wolf. I don't understand how her pure fiction, her average pure fiction data is... It's below Sparksy's? What? Chad, take a look at this shit. Why are you under Sparksy, bro? What's going on? Are players throwing, or is she actually that copium right now that you're losing to your sub DPS? Not even Casterus is losing to her sub DPS. I am confused how that happened. This is the shit that I actually pay attention to. People get wrapped up in this shit. That doesn't matter. This matters. And I'm not liking what I'm seeing right now. All I'm seeing is nothing but red. With Ruame somehow up here. Bro, Sparksy is busting Silverwolf's ass. Hello? I know that DPS that she's down here, but like, bro? You know what? It might be because that. You know what? It might be because people are using her with as a sub DPS on other teams, and that's artificially inflating her stats. We'll see. I had a dream where Zhao Q removed a dot bond in Currency War. What does that mean? That makes sense to me. That's what I expect. He, like, bro is just a terrible, like, basically he has like version 1 dots with like version 2 amps, right? But if they there are 3 things they need to buff with Zhao Q to make him actually viable. And if they do all 3, he will definitely be tier 0. First, you gotta buff his ult amplification. For me, I think the ult damage needs to be 50%. The Vaughn, if I'm not messing up the math here, is at 40%. That needs to be up to 75%. Without question. might be a bit too strong. They might adjust those numbers, but personally, I don't think it is because he doesn't do damage. You gotta have something to offset the fact that he does no damage. And he has traces that don't do anything. Buff the ult to 50, buff the vuln to 75%, and then buff the amount of damage that his dots do. What is his freaking his dot? What does that trigger off of? Because I haven't used it in a while. %, base chance to inflict 1 stack of Ashen Roast. So is it just based off of 90% of... No, that can't be right. I legit cannot remember what Ashen Roast scales off of the dot. I legit don't remember. There it is. I found it. Jeez. Okay. When an enemy target is afflicted with Ashen Roast, they are also considered as being burned at the same time, taking fire dot equal to 180% of Zhao Q's attack. Well, they're going to have to amp the shit out the scaling on that. Obviously. I'm trying to think of a percentage that wouldn't make it like busted within wouldn't make it absolutely broken within dot. Hold on. I need a reference point. Can I view you? No. No. Where's that shit at? I'm trying to remember. This is what happens when I try to do shit when I'm tired. Come here. I think they would need to do something similar to what they have on high ceilings, where it actually just takes a percentage of their HP and basically reduce the attack scaling, because the attack scaling, it's pointless. Like, what are you going to do? Build up a 3,000 attack Zhao Q? Why would you even do that? Maybe you increase the attack scaling and make it so that every time an enemy takes a turn, they take like 10% of their HP is cooked by fire damage. Make it more viable than it is right now. There's a lot of things they could do with Zhao Q to make him legitimately good. But if you can go out of your way to make Welt as nuts as he is, I don't understand like how they wouldn't be able to give him the heal, give him increased ult damage, give him more vuln, allow his freaking his Ashen Roast to do more damage. Do those 4 things, he'll be easily tier 0 because he'll be splashable within Acheron comms. He'll be splashable with, well, he'll be just generally splashable. That'd be the other thing. And he'll also be splashable on dot because he's not really usable on dot right now. Which would be beneficial to, like, let's say, basically, if they made this dude an actual good dot character, I would be interested, maybe even intrigued to go into dot. Because I could absolutely go and get Hysolins, put some investment into her, and that's my dot team. I don't even need Kafka or Black Swan because I would have Hysolins. I have Cyrene, who is basically a pseudo Kafka, and I would have her at E2. Then I would have Zhao Q. And there I have a dot team. But they got to make him good. If they don't make him good, I'm not even going to consider it. We'll see. His NV is lower than Gwynaifin. What? Ew. Ugh. I love Gwynaifin, but that's crazy, bro. They gotta do something with that, man. They gotta figure it out. Well, if we can take anything, so I guess the positive is that if you want to take precedence as, if you want to take our Nihility buff precedence, effectively every single Nihility unit that got Nova Flared got really damn good. So we go into the data bank, so I'm not scrolling mindlessly. They buffed the shit out of Well. Well is meta as shit now. Allegedly, they're going to be buffing Fugue. I expect that to be good. They're most definitely going to buff Acheron, without question. It's right in May. It's gonna happen. No matter what anybody says about Cypher, Cypher is still good right now. But if they Nova Flare her, that's just going to be straight stonks. But that, if they were to Nova Flare her, that probably wouldn't happen to like version 5, maybe 6. But she's still good right now, without question. I still love using Cypher. Obviously, Moranax Blade is the best generic amplifier in the game. Kafka got really good after she got Nova Flared. Silverwolf got good after she got Nova Flared. Black Swan became good after she got Nova Flared. Dahlia is fucking broken for Super Break, and Hysolin is broken for Dot. So every single character that has been Nova Flared or recently released for Nihility has been good or great. So based off of precedence, I would expect that Zhao Q at the bare minimum would come out of the Nova Flare looking good. And the same for Fugue. I heard that she was supposed to be getting Nova Flare too. Probably going to end up happening because, well, the characters that really need help right now is both Boot Hill and Rappa. They would gain the most from, weirdly enough, they would gain the most from Fugue getting Nova Flared. Although it's very obvious the developers are pushing for Mono Fire within Super Break, right? They're most likely going to be Nova Flaring Fugue, and then they're also going to Nova Flare. Why am I blanking on her? Lingsha. And you're going to have your Mono Fire team. It's going to be Firefly, Dahlia, Fugue, Lingsha, which always was the plan. I know people might think that wasn't the plan. It always was the plan. Although Fugue's existence really benefited Boot Hill and Rappa a little bit more than Firefly, I think that the whole plan was to push the Mono Fire team. Like, that was always the plan. It's just that, you know, the player base is going to do what the player base does. And Fugue wasn't as strong as she was supposed to be. So they have to course correct and buff her. And they also have to buff Lingsha. Although I think Lingsha is still good. There are some people that think Lingsha is useless, trash, whatever it is. Especially for Super Break, because generally you're running sustainless, right? I still like Lingsha. I really do. As a matter of fact, Lingsha, unironically for my freaking Acheron team, would be pretty good because she cleanses, she follows up, which is going to synergize with a Moranax Blade, and she provides debuffs. Just saying. I kind of wish that I had a Linkshire right now. If they Nova Flare her, might get her at E0 to fuck around to see what happens. It wouldn't be that expensive to me. I like Linkshire. I've always liked Linkshire. It's just I didn't have any reason to pull her, given the fact that I had Luocha, I had Gallagher, and I had Bailu. So why would I pull Linkshire for it? But now that I'm not free to play, I can do whatever I want. And if I want to pull Linkshire from my Acheron team, by golly, I will fucking do it. Whether or not they're going to be buffing Aventurine, no clue. But TLDR, to finish this rambling session that I've been on, Zhao Q needs to get buffed to the goddamn moon for this man to actually be viable. Because otherwise, there's no reason for you to use this dude over Welt. There's no reason to use him in Dot over Black Swan. So if they Nova Flare him and he's worse than Black Swan for Dot, and he's not that much of an upgrade over Welt for Acheron, what literally would be the point of Nova Flaring him? What would be the point? He's got to be equivalent to Black Swan, bare minimum for Dot, and he has to be equivalent, bare minimum, to Welt. Like, he needs to be, like, bare minimum E2 Welt strength at base. I don't know about E4. That might be a little bit crazy. Bare minimum E2. If he's not at least there, there's no point in even using him even after him being Nova Flare. That's my perspective. But we'll see. It all boils down to the Finger of Dawei. And the Finger of Dawei wanted to get that buff for his let's not go there. For his Welt. Whether or not the same thing is going to happen to Zhao Q is a completely different question. Gotta wait and see how that plays out. But I'm waiting for V4 to roll around. Once that rolls around, I'll make a video talking about Himiko. I'm not going to really go into super high detail about like numbers and stuff because I'm not a theory crafter or a guide maker. But I do want to talk about what I believe her potential is going to be. It's going to be sort of like a, me feels crafting sort of video. But that's it for me. I gotta get off because I still have other stuff that I need to do and I need to eat. But thanks for everybody who tuned in. I have no idea why there are more of you watching me while I'm just rambling about random bullshit than when I was actually playing the game. You guys just don't like watching me play the game. That's what I've learned, man. Y'all do not care about me watching me play the game at all. When I start yapping, y'all pull up. If I'm not yapping, y'all do not care. But yo, let me get out of here, bro. You guys have a good night. Hopefully I'll make a video this week. We'll see. Have a good night, you guys. Later.